Before I even get started with this video, if you're even remotely thinking about picking up the bug screen from Wanderful for your Transit or Sprinter or whatever vehicle that you'd be putting it on, don't even finish the video. Just go place your order right now and then come back and watch so you can learn how to install it. What's cracking? I'm Dylan from DIY Overdrive. Welcome to the channel. I originally intended for this video to just be an install, but after returning from our 2-week trip to Canada, which was fabulous, by the way, if you ever have the opportunity to go to Banff, I highly recommend that. It's like a fantasy land for anyone who's into nature or landscape photography. It's just everywhere you go, every turn you make is insane. The mountains are huge, the water is turquoise, the glaciers are scattered across all the mountaintops. It's an absolute fantasy land. So, but what I'm trying to say is, after spending 2 weeks living out of the van, this bug screen is absolutely essential. We are in mosquito country, and the fact that not only for Micah and I, but the kids too, being able to just do that and close it is game changing. The only time we got bugs in the van was if we had to open up one of the front doors, which was, we tried to do very little of, because getting in and out of this is just so easy and so nice. So there's my little review. It works well with the kids, works well for us. It's really cool to be able to open up for the daytime when you're not in and around all the bugs. So now let's talk about how I installed it. I'll start with that. I watched the Wanderful's install video before doing this myself, and there was a lot of good info in there. The one thing that I would challenge myself to do if I were to do this again is to leave this in, because I installed a bug screen on the rear also, and I left the center in, and I think it helped with keeping it aligned. Because the Wanderful video, it tells you to take the center off, which is exactly what I did, and install all the edges. And maybe there's a really good reason for that, but there was some adjusting that had to happen afterwards to get it all to line up perfectly once this got zipped back in. So it wasn't the end of the world. It actually went pretty well. As long as you keep things straight up and down, it's going to fit pretty well on the first attempt, which I really only had to adjust, like, I'll call it 1.5 times, because it wasn't like a full adjustment. So, but what you want to do, very important, is grab a couple clamps. You can get them really cheap on Amazon or at our hardware store. And what you'll want to do is clamp down here and up at the top before you pull the weather stripping off, because the weather stripping obviously is what holds this in. And you want to clamp it up top and bottom so that as you pull the weather stripping off, it's not going to just fall off the whole rest of the way, which it absolutely will if you don't have it clamped on there good and strong. And I would even maybe recommend to use 2 clamps for extra safety, because when I was doing the rear, one of the clamps fell off and it all came off. I saved it. It was not so bad, but clamps are important. So start on this side. Take the center out if you want to follow the Wanderful's directions. If you're feeling adventurous and want to leave it in, let me know in the comments how it went. But for now, I'll say let's remove the center of it. And take note of this square patch here. It has the Wanderful logo on it, and it goes towards the rear or the left side of the screen, and it faces into the van. After you clamp it, pull the weather stripping off. As you're pulling the weather stripping off down here, it gets pretty tight down by this plastic step. And I feel like if you give it a tug, that will come free. I did figure that out. I'll talk about that over there. But the weather stripping will pull. It gets pretty tight. I ended up using one of my nylon plastic trim tools to help push it back in as I pushed that back in there. But something you could do with your fingers, it just takes a little bit of work to push that back in. Again, if you pull it free first, it'll probably go in a little bit easier. There is a red stitching that is on this, I'll call it the front edge, because it's the front of the van, or maybe the right edge, whatever you want to call it. This edge, there's red stitching here and along the top that is to help you line it up and give you a good starting place. Now, what I watched in the Wanderful video is that he had to bring everything in a little bit afterwards and said it took a couple adjustments. So using that as knowledge, Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know, but it got in here really easy, and I did minimal adjusting afterwards. I put that red stitching in, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch. Instead of putting it right on the pinch weld, I put it just about 1/4 inch inside before putting the weather stripping on. So what you want to do is get it lined up. It comes with large and small clips that you tap on. If you've got like a nylon or plastic hammer, that's probably the best thing to help tap it on. A piece of wood would work. You don't need to hit it hard. You don't want to hit it hard. And you want to use the small clips as much as possible because you want it to stay on there as tight as it can. So there's some areas where the pinch welds in the body are a little bit thicker, where they're doubled up. That's where you'll want to use the larger clips. So tap those clips on. I did it about every 10 inches to a foot away from each other, and that seemed to be pretty good. I ended up with quite a few extra clips, so maybe you could do like every maybe not 6 inches, but like 8 to 10 inches instead of 10 to 12. And line it up at the bottom here, where the bottom of the fabric is basically lined up with the plastic step here. And that's going to get you set up pretty good for the top. And that's going to also be pretty close to where the red stitching is. So what you want to do is kind of work back and forth with a good balance of how much it's, how much it's hanging down here, where it's kind of lined up with the top of that step. And also make sure you're not too far off from that stitching. That stitching is what's going to help keep you lined up as you're going across the top. So after you got this lined up, work your way up with those clips, tap them in. It got a little tricky going around the corner, figuring out exactly how to line up that fabric, but that stitching is absolutely your friend. You can see there's a little bit of bunch up right here. I think that's kind of going to happen no matter what. There's going to be some kind of a wrinkle or bunch up anywhere. So try not to feel too bad about that. But also what you want to pay attention to is make sure that your zipper here is as straight up and down as possible and parallel with the opening of the door. Mine is skewed just a little bit. It doesn't bother me at all, and it might have something to do with how far I tucked that in, but you just want to get that as close as possible so it looks good. Once the weather stripping is back on the bottom and up towards the top, you can move your clamps to here and somewhere over there. Then you can push the corners of the weather stripping back on and then pull off down across the top. And again, across the top, I think this was less necessary, but I also did, instead of lining that red stitching up with the edge, I pushed it in a little bit. And again, maybe 1/4 of an inch to give myself a little more play with the rest of it. So kind of same process. Tap those clips on, use the small if you can, the big if you have to, and then push that weather stripping back on and work your way all around. This is where it got a little tricky, and again, watching the Wanderful video, I do recommend you watch the Wanderful video because he talks a little more in detail about some aspects of it. I'm more giving you the quick and dirty version if you're a DIYer that's got a short attention span like I do. One of the trickier parts is lining up this edge because there's kind of this S-bend in the door here. It's something where you gotta kind of sight line what is vertical. Do your best to make this zipper vertical to figure out exactly where it all goes. But similar to that side, you wanna line it up with the bottom of the step here, which again is kind of difficult because there's this extra punch out here. So just kind of sight line across this, and that'll help you determine where the bottom is. I think I got it technically a little bit too low. I'm maybe 3/4 of an inch low over here, but it works perfectly. There's no interference with any of this in the door. There's no wear marks on it, so I'm totally good with it. So while you're working down this side, again, line that up best you can, and this is where you're not going to have any stitching to help keep you lined up. It's all going to be about being vertical. And again, there's a little bit of wrinkle here, and that is going to happen no matter what. You're never going to get all of the wrinkles out. This is where, as I worked my way down, actually I worked my way up because I kind of sight lined vertical, started at the bottom, worked my way up, and then had to redo some of that top corner. I had to pull some of it back up again because I was way too low. So this is where I had to kind of push it up, shift the whole thing that way, and then use the corner fabric to, if you have to make like a little bit of a fold and then push the clip on, you might have to do that. I know I did that right here because I had a little bit too much fabric at the bottom. And that too is like, there's just a little bit of a wrinkle there. The rest of it works perfect. And that's the beautiful thing about something like this, where you have a little bit of play room and it's still gonna work well. So down here is where I said, in the Wanderful video, he kind of just like squished it back in, but you can absolutely pull this plastic up, and it pulled out pretty easy actually, and that made it a lot easier to get that stripping out and back in again. After you get all those clips on, it's important to make sure that weather stripping is all lined up. Make sure that when you push it back on, there's no squishy soft spots. You want to make sure it's really on there. And if you end up with a little bit of a bubble in it, just kind of work your way back and forth, and it'll all find its spot again. Usually that means that there's a loose spot in the corner. So if there's a bubble, check your corner. And if the corner is squishy, you need to get that stuff worked over. And it's not so much tricky as it might be a little tedious to get the weather stripping back into its perfect location. Just work it, you'll get it. When you go to zip this in, if anything is too tight or too loose, I can't imagine it being that loose, but if it's too loose, whatever it is, you can pull the weather stripping back off. Make sure to use your clamps so that the weather stripping doesn't run away from you. And the clips are a little bit funky. If you need to get the clip back off of the fabric, they're kind of designed to be like a one-way clip. Once it grabs the fabric, it doesn't want to let it go. So you have to do this kind of like push in and pull movement to release it from the clip again. You definitely can do it. I had to do it a few times as I was doing some readjusting. So just kind of take some caution. Don't just rip it out of the clip. That way you don't rip the fabric. Although I will say the fabric is pretty tough, because when I went to cut it, I was trying to use a knife. It didn't want to cut it. I had to use scissors to snip it, which is a really good sign, because this fabric is tough. The knife didn't want to do it at all. And it was a sharp X-Acto blade. So one recommendation that I heard on a Wanderful video that is probably a good idea. I didn't follow this because I felt pretty good about the install and we were on a time crunch getting ready for the trip. Wait a couple days, use it for a couple days before you cut the excess, because if you have to go back and readjust anything, it's going to be a lot easier if you've got that extra bit of fabric all the way around. If you have nothing to work with, it's going to be pretty difficult to realign it. Our van is a 2015, and the kit came with some alcohol wipes, because the transit vans, and I think the Rams do also, but the transit vans have some black goo that's inside under the weather stripping. Ours is 10 years old, so that stuff wasn't gooey anymore. It was more solid, and it didn't get on me at all. It wasn't gooey anymore. If you've got a newer van, you might clean it up, because once you push the weather stripping on, if at some point you have to pull it back off and do an adjustment, and that black goo gets all over you, and then it gets all over the fabric, and then it kind of creates a mess. The Sprinters, I don't believe, have that black goo behind the weather stripping, so I don't know why it's there. I'm sure it serves some kind of purpose, but I would say wipe it off if you have any feelings that you might not be putting it on perfectly. That way you don't spread it everywhere. Food for thought. Once it is all installed and it's looking good, no more adjustments are needed, come down to the bottom here. There's a couple straps on this thing where you screw it in, and I screwed mine into this little corner right here and to the top. I pulled it in a little bit so that when it's closed, it's not hanging down. Again, I think I should have put it up a little bit. It works fine. Everything works great. That it's kind of more of a looks thing in terms of it being down just a little bit. So maybe line that top one up with the red stitching. I didn't. I made it longer. But screw that in down here at the bottom, both of these. That'll keep this side stable. Over here, I screwed it into the side, right exactly where it was. And then the only thing that I did different than what Wanderful did in their video, and actually I used a couple of my own screws for this part. I don't know if it's just because I didn't clean the plastic enough, but down here where you put this Velcro, the adhesive wasn't really sticking that great for me. And again, it could be total user error, but I ended up putting a couple self-tapper screws in this, very similar to the screws that come with the kit. And those screws were pretty important for us because this just wasn't, the adhesive wasn't sticking. So that's something you might consider if you've got an older van, or if it's dirty, if you don't clean it enough. That'll save you on that because it really wasn't sticking at all. So that's just one tip from myself, and again, could have been user error. The last step of the install, at least the last step that I did, was putting this foam tube in here at the bottom. That is something that they include, and it's too long, deliberately too long, so that way you can cut it to the correct size. And it's super easy to do. There's an opening here on this side, and so I just lined it up, marked with my hand where this big plastic knobby thing is right here, and just cut it. I cut it a little bit too long, knowing that there's a potential that, well, you don't want to cut it too short. So I cut it a little bit too long, and it was protruding out too much right here. So pulled it back out, cut it an inch shorter, put it back, and it was perfect. So that's a pretty easy thing to just line up, cut, and install. Now, using this thing is super easy, pretty straightforward. Obviously, you just open it and close it. There's little handles on both sides. You just push up right here and it closes with the magnets. It's pretty easy to roll it up. I'll show you that now. This one is best to roll up from the inside, so that way once it's hooked, it's not in the way of the door. I tried it both ways. The Wanderful recommends you roll it from the inside, and I agree with that after testing it myself, because it tends to hang out towards the door if you roll it from the outside, and then the whole thing gets kind of pushed, and it puts tension on the fabric where it's coming out of the weather stripping, and you don't really want to put a lot of tension on that because you don't want to pull that weather stripping back off. But these little hooks just go up in here and hook to the red straps on the inside, and it's that easy. So most of the time it was like this. It's more like evenings or when we roll into camp that we put it down, because that's where the bugs are. The bugs are definitely worse around sunset. So that goes up super easy. And you also have the option of up here where the red zippers come to the top, you can pull the zipper off completely and unvelcro the top and just remove it if you think you're not going to be using it for a while. But I will say, since being back for a few days, we probably plan to just leave that there because it's really not in the way. Super cool how easy it is to roll up, keep it out of the way, roll it down, use it with the magnets, and remove it if you need to, and just leave the edges on if you decide to remove it. So that is my review and my how to install the Wanderful bug screen. I'm very grateful that they made one for the mid-roof, because not everybody does, and we absolutely love it and highly recommend it. It's absolutely worth the money. We looked at some other options that are either more expensive and still good. That's the other thing. This stuff is really, really great quality. The fabric feels tough. It's compared to some of the Amazon options that are clearly much cheaper, not gonna last as long. This is like the best bang for your buck bug screen. Even if it is a little more expensive, it is one of those things that you don't want to cheap out on because it's something that gets used so much. You want to make sure you've got quality stuff. So again, highly recommended. I didn't know that we needed it until Micah said we needed it. You've seen her on the channel before. She said we needed it. I'm like, why do we need that? And then once I installed it when we got on the trip, it was very clear how essential this is. So go pick yours up. And if you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit that like. Please consider subscribing. It helps the channel out a lot. And enjoy your travels. I'll see you on the next one.